Hello again, story 30. This one's short, or it should be. I don't know how long I'll ramble on here. And it's weird. In fact, this one's real weird. Um, this is one of the ones I've debated, even if I want to tell these stories. All of them. But I've decided, hey, it happened. As far as I'm concerned, it's the truth. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Why am I doing these stories? I ask myself that just about every day. I think about making a new one. Um, to entertain. I don't think I'm informing anybody. I think most of you watching this know these things exist. Um, I think, well, these things happened to me in my life. The things with God and His angels, the things with other paranormal stuff, and then things like this story. I don't have to do it. They just have to do with me. And they show that there's many dimensions to the spirit world, many dimensions to our own world, and there's many dimensions to ourselves as well. I don't know. But this story about telekinesis, psychokinesis, something I was able to do when I was younger. I haven't really tried it in quite a few years. When I was younger, like from age 10 to about age 13 to this event, after this event, I stopped. It kind of frightened me a bit. Um, when I was an adolescent, I guess, I didn't have a girlfriend. Wasn't like today's kids are hung up on clothes and fashion, and they start dating at really young ages, and I don't think that's a good idea personally. But what are you going to do? I didn't make the world. I can't change it. My kids are all grown. Those are the only ones I needed to worry about. Hand warmers. Anyway, I was able to focus. Mental clarity was greater than it is now. Wasn't into any substances, alcohol or drugs or cigarettes or anything like that. No, nothing. Totally clear. And Christian. Well, I used to consider it my toy, my little secret toy, that things I could do. I thought it was entertaining. Like it was part of my toy box, BB guns and stuff, and army men and things I'd play with as a kid. That I had this, and I found that I could put myself in a trance, generally by looking at something and focusing on it and focusing on it, and till that thing was the entire world, the entire universe, and I would go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into it. And I would like to see how far I could get into this like self state of hypnosis. And I found, or at least I believed I could influence things in a trance. If I allowed myself, it could be a game I'm playing with other people. It could be bowling or anything. And I allowed myself, I'd just go into a trance and I would see it, and I'd let my mind go to the point, like I said, I just focus on it, one object, and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into it. And then I would see the event that I wanted to happen. I would see it happening. And moreover than that, I would, sorry if I'm getting buggy with the camera. Moreover than that, once I saw the event happening in this state of self-hypnosis, I believed it already had happened. And these are things that I used later in life in the Army. Uh, the seeing it happen, I was the best shot in my battalion in the 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment. Hands down, the best shot. Captain of the 82nd Airborne Rifle Team. I was a really good shot. Back then I had perfect vision, better than 2020. I don't now, for sure. I gotta wear these reading glasses, it's just, that's how it goes. But I didn't use the sights on my rifle. And I didn't like using a scope because I couldn't see the target. All I had to do was look at the target and put myself in that state, and I'd hit it. I made some amazing shots that way without using any sights. And again, I was the best shot in our battalion, and they quickly realized that. They made me a sniper, which I didn't ever wanted that job. I was on their 82nd Airborne Rifle Team. That was pretty prestigious. We competed, around with different Army groups. We always won. And then I was a captain of that. So I was a good shot. So I used it for that. And I never shot anybody with this. Nothing against those who served who have. I thank God I didn't have to. So just for the record. And the other thing about seeing an event happen and figure it's already happened, and it has already happened. Really, if you think about it, the outcome's already set. That's how I would see it. And I would put those two things together, and I felt I was able to influence things. And I used the latter one when I was making parachute jumps. I'm terrified of heights. You can't get me up on a ladder I'll get up on a ladder and I'll get up on the roof, but I'm scared, really scared. How did I do all those? I did 49 parachute jumps. How did I do them? Well, I knew I was going to do it. I wasn't going to back out. And I put my faith in God. God had my future in his hands, whatever it might be. Therefore, the outcome of the event was already done. It was a done deal. It was done. So I made all those parachute jumps and never backed out or faltered. Did what I had to do. All right, on to this story. And this is kind of weird. This is when I stopped doing this, at about age 12 or 13. I'm lying on my bed one day, bored, lying on my back, staring up at the ceiling. And usually that's when I really was able to go into my deepest states of this, was when I'm very relaxed and I'm just, maybe just a black dot on the wall and just, and there was a fly right above me on the ceiling, crawling around. Again, I had better than 20/20 vision, so I could see the fly quite clearly. I can't even imagine that now, honestly. My eyes are shot. Well, they're not completely, because I can still see, but I need glasses. So there's a fly on the ceiling above me, and I'm laying there looking at it, and I think, I'm going to try this game, my little game. And I started focusing on that fly. And the fly was walking around in little circles and stuff above me on this white ceiling, this black fly. And I went into a deep state of hypnosis on this thing. Trance, whatever you want to call it. And I kept looking at it. And I went into it. And this is kind of dark. This is dark. I was thinking, die, die, die. I was trying to stop its heart with my mind. I'm sorry, that's evil. I didn't think I'd be able to, but I kept going deeper and deeper. And the fly's walking around. Then it stopped walking. Then it started preening its wings, with their legs the way they do sometimes. And I went deeper and deeper and deeper. Then it stopped doing that, and it was just still on the ceiling. I am not lying to you. You're going to have to take this with a leap of faith or a great laugh or horror, whatever. It stopped moving completely, and I went deeper and deeper, and I die, 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 die. I see its heart stopping. And I'm telling you, that thing dropped off the ceiling and fell right on my chest, dead. I'm not making this up. And I'm like, whoa, set up. The thing's dead. And it freaked me out. And I thought, I actually was pretty startled. I said, I'm not doing this again. And I stopped doing that. I stopped the whole game. I stopped doing it. And I really haven't done it since, except for using elements of it in the Army to get me through a tough spot of seeing something that's already done. It's done. My faith's in God. It's already done. Whatever the outcome is, I'm going to march through with it, come what may. Or in shooting, seeing the target hit, and I hit it. That's the story, number 30. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it. Die Fly, Psychokinesis, Dark Side, Telekinesis, Dark Side. I'm not sure yet. And I've really debated whether putting this story out there, but I'm going to put them all out. I got some other ones that are pretty weird. This one's pretty weird, I know. I've got a couple, one or two in particular that are, I still don't know what to make of them. Hopefully I'll get around to it. But I've decided I'm going to put all these stories out, all of them, including this one. Oh, good thing it was just a fly, all right? I don't consider myself evil. But when I was a little kid, yeah, shot a lot of Tweety birds with my BB gun. Things like, I went through a phase as an adolescent with a BB gun and stuff that to this day I'm not proud of. Like Saint Francis of Assisi, same thing. He, the patron saint of animals, he went through the same thing apparently as an adolescent, and before he saw the light and the error of his ways and became ultimately the patron saint of animals. And I went through a similar thing, and maybe I'll tell that story. Honestly, I'm not proud of any of these things, and it was a fly. It was a fly. I'm sorry, I'd swat a fly, but this time that's it. Told you that's a strange one. So, I want to say, I always had something I want to say before I sign off. This whole thing with the candles, right? I like candles. Everybody knows me. Not many people know me, really. They know I like candles. I don't just do this for the camera. I usually light candles when I sit and play the accordion. That's very cheap. I got these at the dollar store, 10 for $1. Really good. So, that wasn't what I wanted to say. I don't know. I have fun making these things, honestly. I'm making these, oh yeah. The ones I've done in the past were really low resolution. Really too low. So I'm upping the resolution to this to 720. I know I can make it higher. But I thought, like people like myself, we've got limited data use on my plan. Not everybody has unlimited high-speed internet for their phone or their home. I don't. So like some of these videos, like the one I made, Story 29, I made that 2 days ago, posted it today. That thing's about an hour long. I mean, if I made that high def, a lot of people couldn't watch it because it would just use up all their data or whatever. So I'm upping it to 720 on this one. And I like making these. I want to say, honestly, on ways I'm making these for myself, particularly the ones about God. The ones with the spirits and things, I already know they exist, and I don't like to entertain that stuff, but not the only one. Most of you out there have the same things. Your stories are amazing, honestly. Some of you have some doozies. But it's good for me I watched the old ones I made about my encounters with God and his angels. And just to remind myself, these things really happen. There really is a God. He really does care about you very much. And it may not seem like sometimes you're all alone, but that's why I share those stories, just to help some of you out. And we're supposed to help each other out. And it's just to remind each other in this difficult walk, a lonely walk, a scary walk at times, that there is a God and his angels, and he does care about you. He does. He's got a plan for you and me. So just keep swimming forward like the fishy, keep moving forward. And then let us, like the Apostle Paul said, let us encourage one another. And I don't think this story about me killing a fly with my mind is encouraging anybody. But I will say, I might try to do that. I might get back into that. I think I would have to really fast and really clean my life up quite a bit and get into meditation, because I've got a lot of baggage. Anybody my age or your age has a lot of baggage. You'd have to be able to really let it go and get sharp. And Christ did that, didn't he? He went out to the desert, he went out to the sea, went up on top of mountains, sometimes just to be alone and pray and fast. So maybe I could do this again. Christ said if you had the faith of a mustard seed, you could move mountain, you could tell a mountain to get up and go into the sea. Well, I've got to say something about that. A mustard seed is pretty small, about as big as a poppy seed. But you know what? You can see, feel, and taste a mustard seed. So in a sense, that's a lot. If it's just a concept or an idea. But anyway, I might try it again. Maybe I could do what I did with that fly, but do different for good, maybe healing or things, So it's something I've been thinking about lately. Maybe getting into that again after all these years. After I killed that fly, I stopped. I was scared, actually. I was really scared. I felt that I'd sinned. I felt that I'd committed a cardinal sin. That I killed something with my thoughts. And whatever, So, telekinesis, psychokinesis. Give it a shot. Those are my best thoughts on it. I might myself give it a shot again and see what I can do. But good. I'm not going to try to kill or hurt anything again. So that was just an experiment I did as a kid. Oh yeah, this is my new thing, right? The candles. That's story 30. Story 31 coming up. Good night. Good day, whichever. Good year.